Hello everyone, this is Go Bob back in that video, and tonight we're finally going to be taking all of the Magic Square Stunticons and combining them to form Menasor. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the video, or what else would you like to see in a video. So on to the combination itself. So as I said in the Motormaster video, that this is basically Menasor right here, and I love how it's like this is very unsuspecting. It's more, especially if you flip it upside down, all you see really is like the chest, which I will talk about that later, and kind of the feet. For the most part, and I guess the head too. For the most part, everything is concealed, everything is hidden, and when you see this thing, fully transformed, you're like, how did they do that? They are definitely deserving of the name, not gonna lie. Excuse me. So let's get down to the very fun part. So you want to start off by pulling down the feet, this entire section, and just bring it down. Then come under here and pop this panel out, and you want to double hinge it out like this. Rotate it around. Apparently there's one way it goes. And then just kind of flare it out like that. I'm going to lift up the camera. Oops, sorry. Going to lift it up so I have room to do stuff. So pop this panel out, wiggle it forward, rotate it, and just get this out of the way. So that way you can pop these panels down, pop those down, and pop this up. All right, so let's focus on all this. So you want to push in the wheels all the way, more or less, as far as I'll go, which this side likes to get stuck on me. Come on, there we go. And then just kind of leave this out just a little bit. And then untab the feet. You can go ahead and collapse them up. Push in the rail bar as far as it will go. And then you can, do whatever you want with that. Do the same thing for this side. Push that in. Okay. So go ahead and split all of this. Split and split. Right up here, you want to push... open up the crotch flap first, then push in the thigh. Collapse all that up. Collapse this up. And then it should... Nope, it doesn't click into place. Okay. Alright, so to deal with all this mess. So, get this out of the way. So this is going to be the front. So go ahead and just, have it like this. Come to this panel. Flip that piece out. Then you want to come to the other side, flip this around, get the foot kind of out of the way and facing forward. So, okay. And then take this piece. You want to straighten it out, straighten, flip, and get it in something like that. Then you just want to rotate these panels so it's something like this. So that way these will all snug in. You want to make sure this is perfectly straight, or else the foot will not sit flush. So just rotate this around. Kind of have to play with the panel a little bit. Kind of helps to get it out. Let's see. Come on. Okay. Everything's ready to be snapped in. Get this perfectly straight. And there we go. And then just collapse your foot up. I said collapse helps to rotate it the right way. And there you have a foot all ready to go. Just other than, straighten out the thigh, rotating and rotating. So there's that. So do the same thing for this side. I'm going to do a little bit better job showing it. So go ahead and rotate it where this detailing is forward. So get this other leg out of the way. All right. So collapse that panel in. Take the that piece, rotate it around, and just, get it straight in there. And there is like a little bit of stuff to grab onto. Do the same thing for this side. Rotate this around so that all is flush. Get this rotated around where it's flush. And collapse everything up. Collapse and collapse. Again, make sure that this is perfectly straight, or else the cars will not connect and the feet will have issues going into their clearance stuff. So, there we go. Oh. Okay. Gonna hold that, rotate the foot, and collapse it up. And there you got the feet all done. And that right there is amazing. Just because, you went from a box to something with curves on it. So, okay. Anyway, now flipping it upside down. Kind of get these panels however you would like to get on sitting on the hips. Get this kind of sitting on the hips. I kind of like to make sure it's somewhat straight with the hip skirts. So do that. Then you want to take this panel right here, get it untabbed, rotate it around, take these side bits and flip that around. And I just realized my light is off. There we go. That should help. Rotate that around and flip it down. Then you also want to take these side bits and rotate them in to finish off the stunted diaper. So there we go. And then take these side bits right here, flare them out, rotate them out, and there is, I don't know how you can see it, there should be the tab right in there for a slot for the tab. So get that all, get the in there. There we go. And there's that. Now the fun part, the arms. So undo all of this, undo, and swing this out, swing that out. Go ahead and swing that out as well. Yeah, I need to raise up this camera some more. There we go. Okay. All right. So untab the arms from right up here. Untab. You also want to bring this forward if it doesn't do it already for you. So go ahead and flip out the hands too to help you get that untabbed. And it will, just kind of collapse all up. Go ahead and just snap it into place. Unpeg the arm from right here as well. Nope, right there. Then gonna swing this panel out a little bit. Swing this piece around. Flip that around. And get the arm swung around. Swing this. There we go. Swing that around. And this will tab right into there to lock that into place. Then you can bring down this section right there. Take this piece, need to raise up just some more, golly. Take this, rotate it all the way around, and it will sit on the back of the arm. It doesn't interfere with anything. And if the arm doesn't do it already for you, pull it out, and then just make sure the elbow is oriented properly. Finally, take this section, flip it up, flip this around and in, and there is the arm. So just kind of bring this down for right now. This needs to collapse. This also tabs into each other. Come on. You know you want to. There we go. Kind of just leave that something like that. Then we got to do the same thing for this side. So just get this piece out. Get that section out. Untab the arm. Untab. And right here and right there. So just go ahead and swing that around, I guess. Get this, oop, that's a feature for later. Don't worry, it's meant to do that. Okay, untab that, swing that section. Okay, swing that out, flip up this piece, take what will be the arm and flip this piece out too. Rotate that around, tab this in. Okay, pull that out, rotate accordingly, flip this down, flip that up. And then finally take that section right there and straighten it out. Oh, and also flip this in. So, and make sure the arm stays tabbed into the armpit. Okay, finally, you want to come to the chest and you want to flare, kind of get this out of the way. Flare these out. Might help to push that back a little bit. And pull up the head. Leave it, like this. Rotate it around. And pull that up. Come on. There's a tab going into a slot right here. And get that tabbed in. You actually want to leave this pulled out. Okay. So, you can actually just go ahead and flip this down if you really wanted to. And there is our Menasor, for the most part. He is missing some things on the arms. But let's get started on the legs. So, gonna lower the camera back down. Okay. So let's take our Wild Rider here. There are these tabs right here going into corresponding slots on him. Now you can either plug him in like this, you can plug him in like this. So it doesn't really matter which way you do it. I personally will do it like this, like this. There are 2 slots in the chest. And again, that's why I said make sure that these are perfectly straight. So get all that lined up. Come on. This is the right leg for him, right? Yeah. This has to be. He's a lefty. Come on. You know you want to. Getting this lined up can be a little tricky. So, okay. Breakdown it is then on this side. So, tabs, or slots to the slots, tabs and tabs. I flip them upside down because, you know, if it's better, in my opinion, for the aesthetics. Why aren't you guys not cooperating? You cooperated before. Come on. Okay, get this leg out of the way. Let's see. Come on. Tab. Okay, I am going to get these tabbed in off camera. You basically know how this will connect, so give me just 1 second, folks. Okay, I got them in, and I just had my left and right mixed up. So that is how they are supposed to go on that side. And I don't know why he's wanting to lean. Okay. So, for the arms, there is a couple things you can do. So I'm going to go with the way I like the least to the way I like the most. So for that, you want to come to Menasor, rip off his arm, and then come to the hand, and I'm trying to remember how this comes off. You basically want to rip off the hand too. So take this off, set this off to the side, and the arm bots did come with special parts that you would want to have. And I got to remember which side goes with what. So, let's see. Okay. So for the arm configuration, if you want this to form like an actual arm, not just armor piece, get the legs transformed-ish. So just kind of separate everything and get that flipped up. Keep this together. But then you want to come under here. You can see this mess of joints right here. Kind of untab it and swing it around. This one you want to have the tab like this, something like this, and just kind of collapse that all up. Excuse me. And there will be tabs going into the arm. Let's see if I can remember. If I can recall how to do this more or less. So, okay. Oh yeah. Then rotate that around, and more or less that is your arm. You'd plug this right into this section. Might have this backwards. We'll see in a minute. Come on, there we go. And this will just tab into 2 slots on the arm, and there's that. Gonna make sure that everything is rotated properly so he has an elbow. It is supposed to tab in, but I don't recall how exactly. So for right now, let's just say it tabs in, but it, I forget. My bad, folks. So, yeah, there is some slots you gotta line up. So line all this up. Let's see. Get this in. Come on. Come on. Why aren't you wanting to line up? I know I have you on the right side because this is where you belong. Okay, there we go. So this top tab will go into a slot up here. This bottom one will actually hold the arm into place for a drag strip. So get that lined up first. I'm actually going to raise this camera up, so 1 second. So you all can see what I'm doing and know what I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so get this lined up. And then the tab will just fall into place. Nope. Tap that in. And line that up. And just make sure everything is squeezed into place. And there's the actual arm. Come to this side, pop that off, pop off the hand, and basically do the same thing for this guy. Since this guy is more annoying to mess with, I'm going to pause right here, and all the other stuff is more or less pretty much the exact same thing with him. So I'll be right back, folks. All right, here we have dead end. It's just a lot of, you gotta untransform this a little bit, get this, popped up and everything. But it's pretty much the exact same thing. Just, I recommend plugging in the bottom tab first, so that way if anything moves, you can move it back. So get this all tabbed in, tab in. Oops. See what I mean? This is not my favorite configuration of all time, but especially since, like, he likes to come off. But there is Menasor in one configuration where the arm bots actually form the arms and the leg bots, are on the back. So, not too shabby. Oh, and you don't really need to put him in there because he's just fine as is. But since if you want to complete it, go ahead and unpeg this. Go ahead and take this, flip it around. Then you want to rotate this all around. Oop, not unpeg everything, because this needs to come up like that. Then just flip in the pegs that hold onto these. And again, why are you getting untapped? There we go. And do whatever you want with these. You can flip them down, flip them around, do the hokey pokey for all I care. Do that. And this will flip around. I think I got this backwards. Ha ha ha. You actually want to flip that around. I wish there was a tab to lock this into place. This would just sit on the back. There is no such thing, so that's just flopping around. So there's that, and you got, let's see. Oh, excuse me, folks. I am so sorry. So pretty much the only thing locking him into place is these two tabs up here. So just kind of get him seated in there as far as you can, and don't split just yet. Now tab right in, and just get everything lined up, get everything how you want it, however you want it sitting. Now you got your completed Menasor. So for the articulation, I'll go into it. For everything else, just for the arms real quick, you get less than 90 degrees on this side, and you get almost 90 degrees on that side with bicep rotation and wrist rotation. So that's just the basic articulation rundown for this configuration. Give me 1 second, and I am going to show you the alternate configuration. There's like 3 different configurations in a Legends class toy, and I am very pleased with that. So just 1 second, folks. Alright, so I got them back into their vehicle modes, and if that's what you would like, so let's get started from there. So you want to go ahead and attach the arms back onto their bot, onto the, correct side. So get this, all lined up, and go ahead and tab this on. There are tabs and slots. Let's see, going like this. There we go. Kind of tab that in. I have this on the wrong way. My bad. I think I got the wrong side. Okay. So get this all tabbed in. I think, again, I got this with the... Okay, I swear this is how it goes. It goes on like this. And then you just plug stuff on, plug everything on. Let's see. There we go. Come on. You want to tab on. Yeah, maybe I had the right one. That's the thing, when they make it almost identical, it's hard to tell which one's which sometimes. So, okay, I know for a fact it does do this, guys. I promise you. There we go. Okay, so then you would take this side panel out. Take it out. Spudger, I need you. You want to flip it out just enough to where you can plug, the respected arm bot back on to how he was. So he plugs in just a little bit higher, and you can probably hear my cat. She's wanting something. What do you want, cat? I don't know what she's wanting. Anyways, and that is how he would wear it, which is, again, resembling to one of the G1 episodes where, they're just like, yeah, let's just throw them on, literally, in this case, to however they would are. So, I think this is where it's, like, confusing. Yep, okay. This side is the complete opposite. Like, you can tell you want the thicker side. This side you want all the hinges. So, flip this out. Flip that out. And just kind of line all this up. Line that up with the slots and everything. And there's that. And the articulation, you get the actual 90 degrees of elbow bend, bicep rotation, wrist rotation, and all that. So get this plugged on so you can see what he would look like. And, don't detach track. There we go. So that's how he would look with this configuration. And this is my second favorite, if all that. But personally, the final way I like to do it is just take all this off, take this off, take that off, take this off, is you want to 07 jazz them. That's right, folks, you are ripping them in half. No, I don't want one piece, I want two. So, there we go. Get this, kind of turn it and pull. And then just kind of collapse this up. You want to actually rotate up his crotch like that. And it will slide right on in. There we go. Now we got two pieces. I am sorry if I traumatized anyone in this. For him, I don't like transforming him much, so that's why I don't do this, but just kind of get this all. It's sad how much you gotta untransform him just for a little bit of stuff. So get this out, and pull, rotate. Nope, come on. There we go. So for him, you pretty much want to leave it like this, then just kind of put this all back. So collapse all this up, get this down. There we go. And put the fins back on. Put the fins back on. Come on. Now I like to rotate down his crotch as well, so that way it will keep the arm from collapsing up. And you just plug it right on. I said you plug it right on. Plug this right on. Come on. This video is going to be long enough without you fighting me. I wouldn't blame you if you skip the head. So get this lined up. There we go. And do the same thing for him. So get this lined up, tap that in, and get this tapped in. And here we have my preferred configuration. So now what do you do with these pieces? Well, you want to flip out this section, then you want to come to the right here and flip out that piece. This will double hinge down and around, and just maybe come under here with a spudger or something small and kind of make sure it stays up. And you'll have this. So I'm going to quickly transform this up real quick. So get this up, make sure it stays up. Whoops. And this slot will go right, let me get this, right there. So make sure you get the right side. And the first time I did this, I thought I was going to break it, but it tabs right on. And that is, a very neat little thing that they didn't have to do all of this for a Legends. I'm just impressed with enough as is for the arms. So you can have, the toy look. You can have, like that look if you wanted to. But what about the feet? We haven't talked much about the feet. So I'm going to come on down. So with the feet, you get the, the 90 degree of knee bend and knee swivel. But if you wanted the cars forward, because, you paid for the cars and you want to actually display them, you can rotate them around. And guess what? You still get the knee. Why haven't Masterpiece people figured this out? It's such a simple little thing. Ugh. But then he's also with no toes. So there's one or two ways you can solve this. One, you can take this, pull it down, rotate it around, and, kind of collapse it back up, more or less. That's also where this issue lies. You have to play around with it, or what you can do is they each came with two halves of a foot, and you can just slide it right on over. Now you do have to remove this for transformation. Come on, don't make me look like an idiot. There we go. And that gives him a whole new foot. Now, if you didn't like that foot, you can, obviously same thing for this guy. Kind of slide this up. I said slide. Okay, take my word. It slided up. You can put this on, and it works with transformation and all that. So, but I am going to personally put this on. There we go. And rotate around the foot. And you still get the ankle tilt and everything up and down. And that's just awesome. That right there is like, why hasn't Hasbro, why hasn't the other third party like Masterpiece, where they have more room to do something like that? That is that's why I'm such a fan of this combiner. Just do such little things that make a big difference. So, but anyways, let's do the rundown on articulation. So, all right, since we've pretty much covered the feet, all we got left to do up here is the head is on a ball joint, so you get the full 360. This came undone. How dare you? He can look up a little bit. Oh, up a little bit. Down enough. Arms can do a full 360. They move out that far with these pieces. If you didn't have them on, they move all the way out. You get bicep rotation. This side gets less than 90, but with his side, you get full 90. Get him angled back a little bit. Wrist rotation. The fingers are on individual, so you get a joint right. Yeah. Let's see. You get a joint right there and right there. So that is all that. And the thumb is on a ball joint with a joint right at the other knuckle. So you get fully articulated hands almost, just minus that one joint. And he gets a waist rotation. And for a Legends class, he gets an ab crunch of like 90. Granted, he's very unstable, but like, seriously, come on. Anyways, so the hips, you can move this forward, can move forward all the way, can move, if you get his butt flap out of the way along with that flap, back all the way, thigh rotation. If you get this flattened out, he gets all the way out, and, the 90 degrees, swivel down here too, and ankles can move both ways, and up and down. So, that is for his articulation. Excuse me again. So, getting his diaper all sorted. So, what weaponry does he come with? Well, obviously he comes with a nice giant sword that is, comes up to his lower chest, and his rifle, which is nice. So I'll give the rifle to this hand, and it's just the, tab in the slot of the palm, and he holds it okay, well enough, honestly. Yeah, there we go. So, get that wrapped around, and he does want to fall forward. But other than that, he's fine. So, get this in his hand, too. Alright. Get that tapped in. And there he is, all armed up. Now, there is a few more customization options real quick, but I want to get to the size comparison. So here we have Dr. Wu Kasetakon. So, yeah, he's tall. So, anyways, he does come with alternate thighs if you want to go with the Studio Ox version. And if you also want to go further with Studio Ox, he comes with the new crotch. And technically, this is the G1 chest. All you got to do is unscrew it. All of these are perfectly compatible with transformation. You don't have to remove it or anything. And also, he comes with a new head with face sculpt, too. So, it's ever so slightly different than the other one. But let's start with the thighs. So you just want to pull them off, set those off to the side, and get the respective thighs. So let's see how those go. So something like this. Oop, nope, the other side. There we go. And they just slide on just fine. The crotch, you want to get some grasp and just pull. I said pull, release the crotch, please. Please, Menasor. I know it. There we go. And just plug on the new one before I get, there. Yeah. We don't need indecent exposure. We don't need Prowl coming and flipping tables. And then for the head, you just basically want to split it, and it'll just pop right off the ball joint. So I'm just going to put on this. Where's the helmet? There it is. It will slide on via T-joint. Well, you can see the difference in the face sculpts. Focus. So, not too bad. I preferred a little bit more stylized. So pop that onto the ball joint. Then take the correct back of the head and slide that on. Make sure that stays tapped in. So got that. And there we go. There we have the full-on Studio Aux version of Menasor. So yeah, ultimately, if you can find the Magic Square version, pick them up. Like this thing, highly recommend from me. The KO, I can't speak on the quality, but I've heard it's decent. You may want to check out what was his name? I can't. I don't. I know we can link in the description below for his channel. He with that specific video, he did do the KO of this, and he can give you a better idea of it and everything. But this just awesome. I love it. But that is about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and stay tuned for more video reviews.